Alright viewers, sorry about the noise in the background, but our neighbor up there decided to mow his grass today. So anyway, 04 Ford Escape, 3.0 liter V6. Possible charging issue, open circuit. What's happening is the battery is dying overnight and has to be charged every day just to get it running. Alright, so this video is to show you the differences between battery load tester and your typical voltmeter. Looks like that one came from Harbor Freight. As you see, it's showing 1429. Now if you go online and look for these vehicles, the charging systems on these things are very delicate, very picky. Some places, just be careful what you read online. Like, that's supposed to be acceptable on some of the forums, but then you look here, I don't know if you can see it, charging at just below 14 volts on the load tester, and the battery is not on a load right now. It's just sitting here idling. Now, the little digital meter I got plugged into the charging port shows 13.3, which is lower than all of them. But you have to understand, that part is controlled by the body control module. And yes, you can see right there the battery light is on. It's been on for a long time. And I've just been slowly pulling fuses, letting it sit overnight. I know these things have an issue, not only with the charging systems, but the rear wiper motors sometimes open and drain the batteries down. I do not have a issue with mine. If you had an issue with yours, the motor plastic would get really hot. But took the fuse out of that and let it sit overnight. Dead battery. Okay, I'll go back to that in a minute. Fans just kicked on. Voltage is about the same. Maybe down 1 or 2, 0.1 or 2, 0.1 or 2. Voltage inside, same, 13.3. Then other forums you go to say, well, 13.2 is about the lowest you want to go, but you don't want to go over 14.3, because any higher than 14.3, you got a bad diode in the alternator, so therefore it's overcharging the battery. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's true, but that's not the whole truth. You can also have an issue with a weak battery. Doesn't mean it's a bad battery. Just means that it's down to, say, 50 or 75% capacity. So the best way to do this, and I have done this, to eliminate that the battery is the issue. And even though this battery is 25 months old now, I've eliminated the battery as the issue because I charged it up to 100%. It stayed at 13 to 13.2 volts for a 12-hour period, 10-hour period, which means that's 100% capacity. 50% is like 12.2, 12.3, something like that, which could potentially indicate that the battery might be part of the issue. Alright, so all the voltage is holding the same. Okay, back to what I've been doing to find this short, which I have come to realize that it is the charging system. It could be wires that are melted together as they go to the alternator, or potentially getting ready to melt together, or it could be a bad diode in the alternator. But the alternator on these 3.0 liter V6s are not easy to get to, so if you can, you want to spend time diagnosing this rather than just throwing an alternator on it. But word to the wise, make sure you put a brand new alternator on it, not a reman, or you'll be changing it every 6 months to a year. And if you choose to go that route, that's on you. I'm just warning you ahead of time. If you decide to go that route and you have to keep putting alternators on it, send me an email or a message here down in the comments. I'll send you mine, because you'll be really good at it by then, changing them. Battery light's still on. I don't expect it to go nowhere. Okay, enough rambling. Let's go back. So wiper motor first, pulled the fuse. Second, I removed the fuse for the radio. As you can tell, this radio is missing in this vehicle, which you would think that no current would be going through it. However, sometimes that could make that an open circuit, which it did not. So the radio fuse was not the issue of draining the battery. Audio, I even pulled it. Now, I did these separate fuses one at a time each night, and every day I've had to jump start it this past week, or charge battery enough to get it started. So you would think that it's an open circuit somewhere. Well, that's not necessarily true, because I believe that in this case the alternator is actually the open circuit. I don't know how to explain that, but I'm thinking the alternator is the issue on this vehicle. Okay, so the next thing I did, this vehicle has a trailer wiring package on it. So I pulled the fuse on it. That was not the issue either. Relays for the fans, not the issue. And as of right now, I've got the AC fuse pulled. It's getting cold here now, so don't really need that anymore. So that's currently what's being pulled, but I won't know till tomorrow morning. So yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm just working on it. I checked the heated seats, because it's got these pleather seats in it. I did check the seat warmer circuit. Not that. That's not open circuit. Yeah, the dome lighting is fine. No open circuits there. The rear glass, nothing there. Rear hatch, nothing there. All four doors, nothing there. So everything's good. So obviously I'm thoroughly going through this thing before I go through the task of changing out the alternator, which for me, because I've done it several times in the past, it's not going to be that big a deal, but it's still a big deal. I don't know what I meant by that, but anyway. So yeah, it's been sitting here running for nearly 45 minutes. And the voltage seems to be, according to this little digital meter, seems to be right about where you want it. Now, the voltage is jumping around, I think, because the battery's getting... It's a crap meter, and I've had it for about a year, so... I just threw that on there because I see on a lot of YouTube videos, people put these meters from Harbor Freight just to see if their battery's charging after they get the vehicle running. And I just happen to have a couple of them. I don't know where they came from. Okay, the fans just kicked back on. And voltage, according to the battery load tester, is staying just a smidge below 14. Now, like I said earlier, 13.2 is acceptable. So, which one is right? I don't know. I got a lot of faith in my load tester. Even this cheap Cummins load tester works really good. I don't trust that this is actual voltage. Okay, because right there is showing 13.8, 13.9, and this is 14.27. That's a good, what, half a volt a little over half a volt. So they're close, but you need something other than just 1 meter, unless you got a really good meter that you know and trust. I just changed my leads over to alligator clips, so I don't have to sit there and hold the probes for a long period of time, because I got other stuff to do. Alright guys, well, kind of a boring video, but electrical diagnostics tends to be a fairly boring job. As you can see on this vehicle, I've redid the ground clamp at the battery. That's obviously not factory. It would look more like that one. And down there, you'll see a bolt right there. Yeah, right there. You've got the battery ground and the ground. I'm not sure what that other ground comes from right now. I got a lot on my mind, I'm trying to tell you. But they're connected together, and then they go to that 10mm headed bolt. And as you can see, I've cleaned off the paint and everything on the inner fender to make sure we got good connection there. And I've tested the cables, and they're within spec. And then there's another one under the battery tray that comes from I don't see it now, but there is another ground wire that goes underneath the battery tray and is connected down there. Then you have that one that comes off of the harness feed. You have 2 grounds. That one I've had off and cleaned and tested. Then you have another ground here from the upper motor mount bracket that goes down to the inner fender on that side down there. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it does. I have not checked that one yet, but I don't think there's anything wrong. I just really am leaning now at this point. I'm really leaning towards the alternator charging system, or the wiring harness, or the alternator itself. Now, something else you can do is, these vehicles also have a 15 amp underneath the hood. Yeah, this right here is for the alternator. This is from the field wire on the alternator itself. You check your voltage here on both pins, and each pin you got a ground. You just don't touch the 2 pins with your positive and ground leads on your meter. You just do 1 pin at a time, then the other pin. Give you an idea of what your voltage is. Now I can do mine right now, and it's going to show that right there. So, but anyway, I just want to show you that. Alright, I know this is a long-winded video, and most of you's probably already tuned out to something else. Anyway, but for those of you who are frustrated by these things, hopefully you stuck around and maybe got some ideas, some pointers, and let me know down in the comments. Any questions, straight out comments, whatever, just let me know down there in the comments. Click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you'll get notified for my future videos, and so you can watch them. And hey, if you don't mind, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.